As you're on fact, I didn't even make a list of my top 25 favorite movies. Now, as you guys probably know, I'm a filmmaker, so this list was very difficult to make, since I love movies, like my favorite thing ever. But I think I've got a list of movies I just love so dearly, and I will always want to rewatch, and just are what I consider great films. Coming in number 25, we have... Now this shouldn't be surprising to a lot of you. If you've been around the channel, you'll probably know that I love Pixar and I love animated movies. And Monster University is no exception. I think it's one of Pixar's most underrated films. I think it's a great prequel. No one wanted or knew they needed a prequel to Monsters Inc., but in some cases this is better than Monsters Inc. I don't think it is a better film, but in some cases, it can be better. They expand and explain the monster world, and I really like it. And the final act is one of the best I've ever seen in any movie period. That is amazing. Billy Crystal, John Goodman, amazing voice actors as always. So what can I say? I love Monsters University. But there are just some films on this list that are a little bit higher. Coming in number 24, we have... I always say I'm not a big fan of horror, but then I have movies like this on my list. I will stand by this argument for the rest of my life. Coraline is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. A lot of people compare The Other Mother, or as she's actually named in the book, The Beldam, to Pennywise. And no, those do not compare. The Beldam is so much more scary than Pennywise. Are you serious? Now here's a trait with a lot of movies you're going to see in this list. They're all very creative. I love creative movies. It makes me think, it makes me ponder. And Coraline fits that role perfectly. And yes, I am aware it's based off a book by the same name. And I gotta say, that's one of the only books I actually want to read besides, like, It. I don't know why there's so many connections to Pennywise and It, but there just is, okay? This is also a great way to get kids introduced to horror. I think Coraline is the definition of a creepy animated movie. And if you've been around the channel for a little bit, you'll know that I love claymation movies. I love claymation, stop motion, so much. Also, I just love the other world and all the strange, creative happenings in it. It's just so fun. And also Henry Selick, amazing directorial. I think that is a word, but not in the way I used it. Of course, an amazing score, amazing villain, amazing characters. How can you not love Coraline? Coming in number 23, we have...
Will ever love you the way I do.
Yeah, if you know me, I love Toy Story. I know Toy Story 4 gets a lot of hate, and people are probably mad that it's on this list, but I think the best way to explain why it's on this list is just look at the Rotten Tomato meter of the entire Toy Story franchise. Yeah, it's not as good as the first three, but I still think it's a great film. The writing's good, the voice acting is incredible, the animation is the best Pixar's ever done. Don't even at me, they have not done better than Toy Story 4, and you know it. And also, this is the only film that I will cry every single time I watch it, so there's that. Yeah. Toy Story 4 is nostalgic, funny, heartwarming, everything you would want in a movie. How can you not like this movie? Coming number 22, we have... Now, if you know me, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Just the whole franchise, at least the first three. 4 and 5 are... The first three are really good, though. But Pirates of the Caribbean: The Crystal Black Pearl is the only one that makes it onto this list. Because I think it's just superior to other Pirates of the Caribbean films. I love Dem and Shazam World's End, but Pirates of the Caribbean: The Crystal Black Pearl is just such an amazing film. It's unreal. What should have been a joke of a movie based off a ride and should have been a bomb is stunning. First of all, you got Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow, one of the most iconic fictional characters of all time. Need I say more? I'm going to say more, but need I say more? And this movie's soundtrack is literally the best movie soundtrack there is. Don't even. The writing is so clever in this film. The directing is so clever. The acting is so witty. Just the action is so actiony. Is that even a word? I don't think it is. What can I say? I love Pirates of the Caribbean: The Crystal Black Pearl. It is an amazing movie. Coming in 21, we have...
If there's something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Now you guys may or may not know this, it all depends on when you started watching the channel, but I'm a pretty good fan of Ghostbusters. I love the first one, and I also really like the second one, and Ghostbusters Afterlife was also a great film. Can't wait for Ghostbusters 4, which is still rumored to come out this December. But the first Ghostbusters just has something above the rest of them. I would say it's the most horror-like in the Ghostbusters franchise, then we had the subway scene from Ghostbusters 2, and yeah, no, that one rules with the horror aspect. But I would say this is the funniest Ghostbusters film. And of course, one of the best themes ever made for a movie, the Ghostbusters theme. This movie is smart, charming, funny, witty, kind of scary at times. It's just an overall wild ride, which you're gonna love. What can I say except, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Actually, I am. Very, very, very afraid. Coming in number 20, we have... Assuming that you're probably like 16 years old and not cultured in film, you probably don't know what this is. But this was a film released in 1988, the sequel to the film released in 1986 called Short Circuit, about a film where a military robot comes to life and himself Johnny Five, and one of the most iconic picture robots of all time. You actually probably know what I'm talking about because now that I described it, I feel like most people know who Johnny Five is. But if you don't, I highly recommend the Short Circuit films. They're really good. Also, this film introduced me to one of the best songs in the whole universe playing for a hero. They explore new exciting ideas that don't feel like they were pulled out of thin air. I feel like they could logistically happen. And also, Johnny Five animatronic is just amazing, like stunning. What can I say? I love Short Circuit 2. Coming number 19, we have... This is another one that you guys may or may not know that I'm a big fan of, Jurassic Park. Honestly, I'm just a big fan of Steven Spielberg in general. Like, if he releases the movie, I'm probably gonna like it. And honestly, Jurassic Park is an amazing film. CGI that doesn't hold up extremely well, but still holds up. And the animatronics is almost some of the best I've ever seen, honestly. The animatronics in Jurassic Park are so amazing. Like, honestly. Also, this film is one of the greatest soundtracks ever made in existence. Not as good as Pirates of the Caribbean, but almost as good as Pirates of the Caribbean. Amazing acting, amazing effects, amazing directing, amazing writing, based off an amazing book. The film's just amazing. And also that Jeff Goldblum, my favorite actor, so I might be a little bit biased on this film.
And before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
That life, finds a way.
But coming number 18, we have... I know a lot of people are going to hate on me for saying that Lost World Jurassic Park is better than Jurassic Park, but in my opinion, I think it is. And literally the only reason is because of Jeff Goldblum. Like, there's no other reason other than Jeff Goldblum. Like, that's literally the only I can't think of a single other reason. That's the only reason that why this film is better, in my opinion. It has more Jeff Goldblum. But I feel like the way the Lost World actually continues on Jurassic Park actually makes a lot of sense. It's a sequel you can actually feel like would happen. It's a new Earth, new setting with these new dinosaurs, and that means so there's so much more fun and unique settings and scenes. This one's like the first Jurassic Park, and it amped it up to 1,000. Mainly that being the T-Rex in San Diego at the end of the film. But I mean, you have a T-Rex in San Diego at the end of the film, so how can you be complaining? We didn't get that again until Jurassic World Dominion, and even then we didn't get very much of it. But in my opinion, this is better, if only slightly, than Jurassic Park. Going number 17, we have... Now, everyone has that one movie as a kid that they would just watch over and over and over and over again. This was that movie for me. This one takes everything from the 1933 King Kong and just makes it so much better. The natives and the dinosaurs, the special effects, King Kong himself. Also, can we talk about the CGI in this film? The fact that it still holds up this many years later? This film also expands on 1933 King Kong, exploring things that we didn't know we wanted or needed, but now we realize, oh yeah, that could have been useful in that film. Or like, oh yeah, they couldn't have done that in that time, but now that we can do it like here, oh yeah, it's nice to see what that could have been like. Also, Kong versus the 3 V-Rexes, one of the best scenes in cinema. Just gonna say it. The whole scene is a masterpiece and deserves a video essay all by itself. Honestly, this whole film deserves a video essay, so I'm not gonna go into huge detail about it. So all I'm gonna say is that I love 2005 King Kong, and it is my favorite version of King Kong, one of my favorite films. Coming number 16, we have... I would argue that the Monsters Inc. franchise is Pixar's most creative idea. Monsters that come through a closet, take the scaredness of a child, and use it to power an entire world is so creative, and Pixar's never able to top that. This one's also really funny, but also really emotional. You can't tell me you don't get emotional when Sully has to leave Boo. You can't tell me you don't. An amazing score by Randy Newman, just amazing voice acting by John Glenn and Billy Crystal, and just an amazing story with amazing characters, an amazing world that you want to see more, you want to explore, you just want to see Pixar explore this world, which hopefully we'll get more of it. Monsters at Work Season 2 this year. I'm stuttering, I should move on. Coming out 15, we have... I know I probably shouldn't put this higher than Monsters Inc. or higher than half of the films on this list, but I just love A Bug's Life. It's most likely because of nostalgia, but I don't even care. I love Flick and the rest of the characters in this film. The plot's kind of generic, like a reveal story just with bugs. This one also is pretty creative, like with the dandelion, all the little like things the bugs use, like the circus tent and stuff. It's so cool. I love how the bugs interact with each other and how the characters play off of each other. It's really nice. voice acting's good, the writing's good, the story's good. And Hopper is the best Pixar villain. You cannot change my mind. There's a reason to why I have that. And every time Flick sends up to Hopper, I just get chills. I'm not even going to go into detail about that scene because I gotta do a video essay about it all on its own because it's such an amazing scene. I just love A Bug's Life so much. Coming in at 14, we have The Nightmare Before Christmas is a masterpiece. I am honestly going to say that. The stop motion claymation film is so good. Sure, it's a little outdated, some shots look a little shoddy and stuff, but this film's from 1993, it still holds up, that's amazing! And the songs in this film are just so incredible. I listen to these year round, I am not even kidding. I listen to This Is Halloween all year round. It's that good of a song. All the songs are just amazing. I love this movie so much. Henry Selick, an amazing director. Tim Burton, an amazing producer. There's a reason why Tim Burton's my favorite director, because of films like this. Coming in at 13, we have... Oh yeah! Yeah, you guys probably know by now, I'm a mega TMNT fan. And the 1990 TMNT movie is the best version of Charles we've ever gotten. It's dark and gritty, but not too dark and gritty. It's fun and action-filled, but not too over the top. The suits for the Charles are just look so good. Just the writing, the directing, just the cinematography, just everything is so good in this movie. Yeah, it's not perfect, I'm aware of that, but I love it. The movie knows it's goofy and silly, but it takes itself with a line of seriousness. What can I say? I unconditionally love this film. I can't help it. Look at number 12, we have... This movie is just so creative and fun. The designs of the clowns, the weapons, the way they use to kill people, it's so it's just so creative. That isn't the best, it's not bad by any means. The writing and directing is okay, but it's just such a fun movie, you can't help not but like it. And with one of the best themes ever created for a movie, it's amazing, it just is music to my ears. Coming number 11, we have...
You're my favorite deputy.
You got a friend in me.
I said earlier, Monsters Inc. is Pixar's most creative film. This is definitely their second. Toys that come out when no one's looking, that's really creative. The voice acting with Tom Hanks and on, honestly, really good. Like, some of the best I've seen, personally. Also, so is the story. The first ever fully CG animated movie. Like, this changed filmmaking. This was also worked on for 5 long years, and it really shows. This one created iconic characters that literally will make kids happy and just fill houses and rooms and theaters with such joy for generations and generations to come. It's just truly incredible. Toy Story does something that no other anime film has ever been able to do. It changed filmmaking, it's a great movie, and everyone can love it. When I have kids one day and we're sitting down watching Toy Story, I'm probably going to be more invested in the movie than they are. That's also probably not a joke, that's probably what's actually going to happen. People have grew up with Woody and Buzz. I love Toy Story, it's one of the best animated films ever made. Honestly, one of the best movies ever made, like, just factually. Getting to the top 10, we have... Toy Story 2 takes everything from the first Toy Story and makes it better. The voice acting, better. The writing, better. The animation, better. The story, better. The villain, better. And this is the best sequel ever made. It's not my favorite sequel, but it is the best sequel ever made, and I think we can all kind of agree on that. Except people who don't, which in that case you're wrong. This was also just so much more bigger and wider than the first film. The first one's climax was a moving truck. This movie's climax is an airplane. That just kind of shows how much of an upstep it was in Toy Story 1. It's literally a masterpiece. Coming number 9, we have... It's dark and creepy, but not too much. It is a horror movie, no matter how much Spielberg denies it. It is a horror movie, but it's also a Christmas movie, which you don't get a lot of, and honestly, this one works, like, it bounces perfectly. This one also introduced the world to Gizmo, which is, like, one of the best creations humanity's ever made, honestly. The poetry in this movie was so ahead of its time, and it honestly still holds up, and it's just incredible. Also, the actors and actresses are really good in this film. Mainly Zach Galligan as Billy, and just, I just love this movie. And this movie has the Gremlin ride, one of the best things ever made for a movie, period. What can I say? I love Gremlins. Yeah, I love Gremlins. Maybe too much? That's not a thing. Coming number 8, we have... I know a lot of people are going to hate me for playing Gremlins 2 the new batch over Gremlins, but I just personally kind of like it more. It takes the crazy, wacky funness of the first one, just adds up to a billion trillion, and it just is incredible. This is probably the most creative film on this list, because, well, I mean, like, you can't disagree with that. With all the mutations of the Gremlins film just so unique, it's probably why Gremlins 2 gets the most merchandise-wise out of the 2 movies. This one is just so wacky and just takes itself not seriously, like, almost at all. I still feel like a good sequel, which is rare. It's rare for a film to just diverge so far from the original, but still be an amazing sequel. I can't help it. I love Gremlins 2 the new batch. Coming number 7, we have... Now, you probably know this. The Planet of the Apes trilogy by Matt Reeves is my favorite trilogy ever. More than Pirates of the Caribbean, more than Toy Story. It's just honestly incredible. And Disney, you better not ruin it with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes next year, I swear! Ow, that really hurt, actually. First of all, I gotta talk about the CGI. A little outdated, but back in 2011... Oh, wow. And honestly, most of it still holds up real. It's just certain shots are just like, kind of like, oh yeah. Kind of looks like a old like video game from the 2010s. Andy Serkis, one of the best actors in the entire world. How does this man not win an Oscar for playing Caesar in any of these films? Just the entire trilogy. Such a snub. In fact, that the ape actors are really good. The normal human actors are really good. James Franco is also really good in this film. The writing, the directing, cinematography, again, the CGI, it's just all really good. What can I say? I love Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Amazing movie. But coming in 6th place, we have... We go from the first film to the third film. This film has a very special honor of being the first one that ever made me cry. Number 2, this is honestly probably the best CGI I think maybe I've ever seen. It's either that surprised the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. It comes really close between those two, honestly. It's such an emotional story with amazing action, amazing writing, amazing CGI, amazing acting, just amazing. It wraps up the trilogy so well. No loose ends, nothing. Just perfect, utter, complete, almost perfect movie. This is the film that if you didn't already think, okay, that's not a human, that's an ape, in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, this made you think, oh, that is not a human acting as an ape. That is an ape. I love War of the Planet of the Apes. Okay, number 5, we have... Gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I think Toy Story 3 is the best Toy Story movie. A lot of people are gonna argue and say Toy Story 2 is, and I agree it's the best sequel ever made. But I just personally like Toy Story 3 just better than Toy Story 2. I don't think it improves on Toy Story 2 like how Toy Story did Toy Story 1. But I think it's just something about Toy Story 3 I love. It's funny, it's emotional, it has good voice acting, great writing, and just... This film was just... I can't think of a lot of things I don't like about it. I've never cried watching Toy Story 3 because I just grew up with it. But I always get emotional. I always get teary-eyed. Before I did a video essay about why the Zero scene is so amazing, and I should do a video essay about why the actual, ending where Andy says goodbye to his toy is so impactful too. And I probably will do that. So I'm not going to go to a lot of detail about this film. I just need to make a video essay about the entire film. It's just so amazing. Just incredible. I love it. This is easily Pixar's darkest film. And if they get darker than this, oh, they're going to get dark. Coming number 4, we have... Honestly, it's so much just impressive. The fact that Nickelodeon got away with a movie like this is just wow. This movie's also really creative, which, as I mentioned before, is a big point for me liking a film. Amazing voice acting, amazing directing. I mean, Judge Pirates of the Caribbean, for crying out loud. Amazing animation, so holds up well after a decade later. A really good story. I know it's Larry Reveal stories like A Bug's Life, but I think it actually does it way better than A Bug's Life. Honestly, it's the best I've ever done the Larry Reveal done. I love the character Ringo. I love the townspeople. I just love this film. I love it. I love Ringo. I think it's actually a really underrated film, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. But going to the top 3, we have... Now, either you know this film, or you don't know it. There's no in between. It's about dinosaurs with the simple, just basic tale of dinosaur. But I just love this movie. I know it is 100% because of nostalgia, and only because of nostalgia, but I cannot help but love this movie. This movie is why iguanas and carnotaurus are my favorite dinosaurs. I love this movie so much. I also think the animation is always wow, incredibly well. For me, it's over 20 years old. This movie also seemed pretty dark, probably why it was Disney's third ever PG film. I love Dinosaur. I just cannot help but love this movie. There's a reason why I have it on VHS. Sealed. Because I love it. And I also have another one. This wasn't sealed. I found it at Goodwill, I think. And just I don't know. I bought it. If I see a Dinosaur VHS, I'm going to buy a Dinosaur VHS. Same with Toy Story or A Bug's Life. Because I have a Bug's Life VHS collection, which I did not mean to get, but I have it. And it's just, I think I have 8 VHSs of Bug's Life. Help me. And if you're wondering, I actually do have a VHS collection. Maybe one day I'll even show it. But coming in number 2, we have... what is my favorite personal sequel? It's on the Planet of the Apes. I love this movie. And also, this movie's very important to me. This film is the film that made me want to be a filmmaker in the first place. I remember walking out of that theater saying that I wanted to be a filmmaker. I want to direct and write movies. That's what I want to do. CGI is incredible. The acting is incredible. The writing is incredible. The directing is incredible. This film is just so incredible. I remember watching this film when I was 6 years old and being amazed by it. And watching it now as a 15-year-old still being amazed by it. I could watch this movie over and over and over again and never get tired of it. It's just one of those kind of movies I just love and forever love. But coming in number... Ow! Coming in number 1, we have... Nine. You probably don't know what this is, but if you do, congratulations. I love this movie. I'd say it's one of the most creative films ever made, based on 2005 short by the same name. And Shane Acker is such an inspiration to me. The fact that he made this short all on his own is such a creative idea, basically all by himself, and turned that into a full feature-length film with Tim Burton, it's just incredible. And while the animation is not perfect, wasn't even then, not even is now, I think it's really good. It holds up well. The characters are good, the writing's good, the directing's good, and just the creativity behind this film is just you can feel the creativity just seeping through this movie and into your soul. This was probably one of the biggest inspirations for me after I decided I wanted to become a filmmaker. Don't always make one wanted to be one. This film continued that passion. Honestly, all these films continued that passion and made that passion happen in the first place. I love films. I love filmmaking in general. One day, when I'm watching one of my films on a giant theater screen, and just years from now, I'll hear people talk about my worlds I created, my characters I created, and people will be so invested in those characters, and we'll see what happens next, and we'll be worried, maybe even cry over them if something happens to them in those movies. That will be so amazing and incredible to tell stories like that on such a great magnitude, because film is the biggest type of entertainment you can possibly do. It doesn't get better than it, and to be able to do that would be a dream come true, and I believe I will do that. So thank you to all these movies. You've shaped my whole life. And just thank you. These films made my young toddler years and up to my childhood years, and I'm making my teen years, and I'll make my adult years. Wow, that got really deep there at the end. But got slow. Do you guys agree with my list? I stay here for an hour and 23 minutes and 53 seconds talking about films. This has been one of the best days of my entire life. Bye guys for now. Bye bye, John Thacker.